What is going on, you guys? Good morning. Sorry for the late delay. I wanted to get things going here on YouTube. I thought I'd stream on YouTube today, and it's been a while since I've streamed on YouTube. It took me a second to refigure out how to do it again. So this morning, what we got gapping up? Looks like the overall market's gapping up. I seen you guys posting yesterday. For a second there about it was a weak close or something. I didn't know what you guys were talking about. Seeing the SPY closed pretty strong. We're still trying to push up with the indexes. Just weak overall all around, I guess. Not seeing a lot of stocks run out, break out, and run. SOPA. This is gapping down this morning. Yep, they did a 10 million public offering. That doesn't surprise me. These garbage stocks under $5, $10 a share, they're day one when they're green. It's super risky to swing those stocks overnight. I've had my fair share of public offerings when I was just starting out. It's not a fun thing. Don't put yourself in that situation. What was the stocks that ran yesterday? NVCT? No, we were actually, before we opened yesterday, we said $10 was going to be that area to break for it. Yeah, and look at where it's at. But we could see a nice rebound on it today, potentially. We just got to see if it gets that upward momentum and break. Probably $7 is going to be the area we're going to want to look for that upward momentum to break on it. Break 7, and we can run right back up here to about $9 a share, $10. Opportunity still there on it. I'll have it up on the back burner. Uber still gapping and running. Just consolidated the last 2 days here, just below 38.50s. Now it's breaking up out of that, running up to 40. We could continue to push on this stock, Uber. It's up and over that 50-day moving average on the daily chart. I've had my eyes on Uber for like the last few weeks as it's been having nice moves and getting a nice rebound with the market. Same thing with Snapchat. Snapchat has been getting some good moves on it too. And I don't hear too many people talking about Snapchat and Uber. I think that these are some good swing trading type stocks. DWAC got a good little rebound yesterday, running up to 86.50s. This was the number one stock pretty much we were keeping our eyes on as we were streaming yesterday, as it recently sold off here from 96 all the way down here to 80. That's a $16 per share sell-off. And then fast forward to yesterday, the next day, gets a nice dip below 80, comes back, reclaims that $80. And from 80, we start having a nice trend all the way up to 86.50s. That was our target we put out yesterday, 86.50 on DWAC. So today, we're getting a nice little gap up. Look for a continuation move. We could run up to $92 on DWAC. Robinhood, trying to get a nice gap up. Robinhood, if this thing wants to bounce, it really has to hold up over 13.25. It has to hold that area. If it falls below that area, it's done. So if Robinhood can hold 1325, we can run back up to 1420s, maybe 1475. All we're getting on it is a bounce on Robinhood. DraftKings, I've been liking to keep an eye on this stock. It's that daily chart's looking really good. It's been in a confirmed downtrend since November. It's getting really tight on that daily. Even somewhat here on the 10-minute, you could draw out a trend line on this. Kind of like that. Getting super, super tight. So if we break up out of that trend, we could see a nice bounce on DraftKings. And this would be more of a swing play, more longer term type swing play, but there are still some short swing opportunities on it as well. DraftKings is known for having some good moves. I can type CFVI, moving with DWAC. This even had a good move yesterday from 14 up to $17. That's a nice $3 per share run. Very nice. I'm not too much of a fan of what's gapping up this morning, you guys. We got this DCFC. This is a newer IPO. The theme lately has been new IPOs. It's been in play for about, I'd say about a solid month. IPOs have been the theme, and now more and more people are starting to pick up on this theme. Newer IPOs that have recently opened within the last 2 to 3 weeks, even a month. We've been seeing a lot of these run, and I'm slowly starting to see more and more people pick up on this theme. And it's as I teach you guys, we've picked up on this theme a long time ago, like right when the beginning of 2022 started up. We started noticing newer IPOs were popping up, and now you guys have seen, you members, that the themes, you always want to be aware of your environment. What are you seeing popping off all the time? That's super important, and that's where it pays to be here every single day. You're seeing what's working, what's not, what's running, what's not. New IPOs have been the thing. But the thing with newer IPOs and what the theme has been entitled to them, they've had one great day of running, and then after that, they go to shit. So DCFC here, it had a good day yesterday, running from 7 up to 12. It could continue, but history has been showing they just slowly fade back down. So we're gonna need an area to hold up for this. I'm gonna say $10. Give it a good range. It needs to hold over $10 today for any type of continuation or opportunity. I would not be looking to buy right out of the open. That's a stupid move. Let this set up later on, because look what happened with that one stock, NVCT, yesterday. How everybody thought it was going to keep running, and it was the #1 stock pre-market. Look at how it opened up, and then it failed, sold off, and it went to poo. So it just goes to show you, right when that market opens, if it's the #1 stock, be cautious. That's why I don't like trading pre-market, you guys. Pre-market, You see a lot of false breakouts most of the time. DCFC, so let me put this on my charts. Markets are about to open up here in 3 seconds. Yeah, I agree, Louis. DWAC is a beast. But yeah, that's been the theme, you guys. Newer IPOs. But the hard part about it is these newer IPO plays, they've only been hot for 1 day, and then they slowly fade all the way back. I really picked up on that with this stock. Where is it at? KSCP. I always had a hard time trying to figure. I'd always fuck the spelling up on it. I would always spell it like KCSP. But you guys remember KSCP, day one, it went wicked. And then now for 7 straight days, it slowly decayed all the way back to where it came from with no bounce whatsoever. I kept reminding the chat of this stock and keeping eyes on it for that bounce, and it never came. And then now look at NVCT. This was another newer name IPO. See how it was hot day one here? Now 2 days later, nothing's going on with it. It's just slowly fading back down to where it came. So now if NVCT continues to fade and no bounce at all, that's only going to increase my confidence in what I'm seeing, and I got to pay attention to that. That's the secret to a lot of your success as a trader. You want to be very, very observant of your surroundings. Now DCFC, this is the #1 stock people have their attention on. Always keep an open mind though. You can definitely see some crazy ass shit happen. This stock could easily run up to $20, $50 today. It's possible. I've seen it before. Yeah, see, look at you, Rome, you know what's up, dude. Even Frank said LFLY is a newer IPO. So, yeah, so something like this, LFLY, it's a newer IPO, yeah. You see it faded back down. What I would do is I'd go back and I'd look at where it opened up. Right here at 680s is where it opened. And I'd set a few alerts. I'd set an alert where it opened, and I'd set an alert up at its high. Because what these newer IPOs have been doing is they've been coming back and breaking their old high And that's when they've been starting to go off on everybody's alerts, and people have just been gravitating to these names because we haven't really been seeing small caps blast and take off. A lot of the attention has been on large cap stocks with earnings season. So we got LCID going on a good push this morning from 27.75 up to 28.70s. AMC's getting a nice blast. So we got some meme stocks popping off. I told you guys yesterday to keep AMC on watch. Over $15 is when it could really start rolling on AMC. Yesterday, we got over that 15 and we ripped all the way up to $17. Now we're continuing today. So there's a lot of momentum chasing after AMC. A lot of people have been waiting for this move. AMC has been naturally decaying for the longest time. Look at that. So this has got potential to run up to about, I can see $20 or more. Definitely. Let's just see if we can keep building and going. So AMC, we got also DWAC trying to set up. DWAC, you got to hold 85. And then DCFC, weird name IPOs, tongue twisters. Be careful with this one, you guys. I don't trust it. I feel like it's going to flush and it's going to trap a lot of people. Look at the death candles on this bad boy. From 11 all the way down to 9. 10.50 down to 9. About $1.50, $2 death candles on this stock. What they're doing, they're just trapping longs is what they're doing. All the idiots who let their emotions take over that excitement. They look back at yesterday and they see how much it ripped yesterday in the open. They think it's going to happen again today. So remember, don't let your emotions control your trading. You be in control of your trading. And what I see is a trap. Yeah, DCFC, you already see it too, Frank. It made its move. If anything, a nice pullback down to this $10 area. Bounce off of 10. Give us a nice little bounce opportunity later on. We'll see how she sets up. A lot of people are running into AMC here. Look at the volume, the tug of war going on with the candles. Every 1 minute, 500,000 in volume is flowing in. Right here. And look at the long wick there. And the long wick there. It's a battle right now with the bulls and the bears. It's a tug of war. That's why you hear people say, let that first 5, 15, 20 minutes of that open play out, because it's just a battle going on right now for control. And this, as the saying goes, you guys, let these stocks pick a direction. And once they pick a direction, chances are they'll continue going in that direction. Yeah, BKKT, this is a good one as well. We've had this on watch the last few days. We see the upside potential on it is about 850 for BKKT. The only thing is, I keep forgetting about this stock. And then we said for DWAC, it's got to hold 85. So far, we've dipped down to 85, 50. We're still holding. It's trying to build. DWAC, this stock's a monster. It can explode. This stock can rip dollars. And then we also mentioned DraftKings. DraftKings is getting a good move this morning too. I like DraftKings, you guys. I think I want to focus on this one. So DraftKings get over 2250s, and then I want to now see it hold 2250s is going to be my level for support. I want to see it hold over that and build 2250 and continue pushing up. See how I drew out that trend line here on the 10-minute? Connecting this long ass downtrend we was in. We're now just breaking out of that trend. So now if we can pull back and hold, it's looking bullish. And AMC is still pushing. We also got a little action going on here with DOCS. DOCS. This stock's got a lot of room to run. This would be more of like your options type of play. I've noticed recently too, there's been a lot of people interested in learning about options. I'm seeing a lot of options courses and people talking about options a lot recently. I think it's got to do with earnings season. I'm going to put this DOCS up over here. Yeah. You don't need a lot of money to trade options. That's why a lot of people love them. And everybody tells them to stay away from small cap stocks. So they so they feel like they have to only trade these large cap stocks. And that's why people on CNBC, you don't ever hear them mention or talk about stocks like DCFC, because these are garbage ass stocks. They're just one and done stocks. They're good for one day. They don't want to tell more long-term investors watch CNBC and all those shows. So if they were to mention a stock like this, most of them would be like, what the hell, the next day. But we do, I think they should offer something on CNBC for day traders and short-term swing traders, like momentum stocks in play today. Like, they should really do that, but they don't. So, like, I would jump on CNBC and be like, yo, guys, AMC, it's running. I'd be focused on it today. Most definitely for day trading opportunities. Seems like options give the volatility when small cap runners are not going. Yeah, definitely. Especially when you go into earnings season. Because look at all of your options. Like Deckmar out there and Madaz, they'll be tuning in right when the market closes for when these companies put out their earnings, and they'll trade the volatility after hours. That's when you could see some gigantic moves. AMC's trying to build. You could see a good momentum bounce on Facebook today if you're into options. You're going to probably look for 225 area to hold up and build up off that to move up higher. Or to be safe, I would say 220. Look for it to build off of 220 and get a nice bounce up 240s. For example, I was just eyeing some Facebook options. A 3.5k cost basis for the option I was looking at it is not worth 4.7k. Pretty significant returns for 10 minutes. So $1,200 return, yeah. That's 25% of profit right there. That's wild. Wild, dude. That's a big swing. BKKT, you're going to look for it to build off of that $6. If BKKT can build off of 6 in that previous day's close, it's looking good. Yeah, you can lose that much too. You can make that 25%, or you could blow that up. There's all kinds of different strategies, man. I've had people try to teach me, like, one dude, he liked, if, like, let's say Facebook was in play today, what he would do is he would go out like a year and a half in the expiration, and he would trade the year and a half expiration. And it's like, dude, it's just a lot of work you got to put into it. It seemed like, why are you going out a year and a half to buy a cheap ass contract like that? DOCS, this is getting a pretty tight pullback. We could definitely see this have a nice continuation. This bad boy's gonna snap right back up. Yeah. Yeah, leaps, long-term equity anticipation, securities. Huh, just options with an expiration greater than 1 year. Just goes to show there's all kinds of strategies out there. DraftKings, that idea fell through. So what I'm seeing right now, a lot of stocks had that morning pop, and a lot of them are fading off hard. See, DraftKings, 2250 was my level. It fell right through it. So I'm not even really going to focus on it. And then AMC, quick pop. Now it's decaying back down. If this continues to fade, DCFC's trying to get a squeeze going on it. DWAC fell through. So as I told you guys when we were streaming yesterday, what I try to do with like DraftKings, for example, how I put my level out there, 2250, I like to start building in levels. And if I see a stock is playing out to how I've planned, that only builds my confidence in what I'm seeing, and that's how I get aligned with the market and the stocks. So right now, even with BKKT, remember how I just told you guys, BKKT, it has to pull back and hold 6 and build up off of that. Well, now it held 6, it's pushing right back up to its highs. So now that I've seen this stock, it's building off of my level. This is giving me confidence that I'm seeing this stock. So I'll allow it to continue playing out. And if I can continue to track it, it's only going to build my confidence. And I'm seeing the stock. I'm aligned with it. But if I start a plan and it just blows right through my idea, I got to listen to that and say, hey, I'm not seeing this stock. Don't trade it. All on the way you look at the chart in the stock as I teach you guys, because there's a lot of, remember, we're all in our own unique situation. I've been there, I've done that. On a stock like BKKT, someone who's new in the market, they'll say, all right, $6 is support. I'll put my stop at $5.95. And then the stock will come down and it'll take them out every time. And then they'll beat themselves up. Like, why is my stop always getting taken out? And then the stock continues to run. Well, as I teach you guys, you just want to focus on the general area, the psychological level. So if it's at $6, then I'm putting my stop way down at like 580, 575. So I'm taking it in 25-cent intervals, and you can help control your risk versus reward ratio better that way. So if you're willing to lose 25 cent, you'd be looking to make 75 cent or more on this trade. So if you got in at 6, you'd be putting your stop down at 575. You're risking 25 cent. And your price target is going to be up at $6.75, $7, making 75 cent a dollar per share, risking that 25 cent. And then that's when your size comes into consideration. If you're trading 10,000 shares or something, 25 cent stop loss, that's a pretty big stop loss. That's like a $2,500 loss. If you're wrong, that may be a lot of money for a lot of people. Some people, that may not even faze them. We all have different size accounts. Some people only have 5,000 to trade with. Some people have 100,000 to trade with. We're all in our own unique situation. So that's why you got to be really strategic in developing an idea and plan that suits your situation, right? And then having those unrealistic expectations. So if you enter in at $6, right? And you're putting your stop at $5.95 and your price target is up at like $6.50. Dude, that's so unrealistic. And what I like to say, you're being a cheap ass. You're risking 5 cents to make 50 cents? That's unreal, bro. What the hell are you doing? You're being a cheap ass. Give that stock room to move. Play around. So far, so good, BKKT. This is the only stock that I see going right now. DCFC, that stock's still setting up. The squeeze potential is still there. Just give it time. It's got to blow over 1350s to explode up to 20. APVO. APVO up on the daily chart. That 50-day moving average is at 720. So it's battling its 50-day moving average right now. See? Here's your daily chart. That blue line here, that's your 50-day moving average. It's battling it right now. And then if it does get over that, it's got room to run up to about 850. That's the potential. I would say let APVO prove itself. If it can get over that 50-day and then hold, then yeah. Don't try buying at a wall. DOCS, this is still looking pretty good. It's got to hold up at that 59 in VWAP. Get a nice snap, run up, test its high, and then potentially blow through that high. And then DCFC, this is still definitely on squeeze watch. It's building up. Look at that line on it. That's a familiar pattern. But this can pull back down to 12, pop back up. It could just continue getting tight like this. And then later on around noon, that's when it could get its squeeze. DCFC, the potential $15, $20. Mr. Wolf, there's no way DCFC is running to 20. It can happen. DCFC, squeeze watch. Nice, look at you, Irish. You found your stride, my dude. Feels good, doesn't it? Finding that stride, and you can effortlessly just focus on what you see and effortlessly pull money out of the market. There's no better feeling. I told you, man, those who stay will be champions. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take a few years. But once you start seeing that this can be easy, it can be. It's all mental. It's all mental. All it is. A lot of people, they just don't put themselves in that situation to succeed. They want instant success. They want to consistently be profitable with a $5,000 trading account. It's possible, but you're going to fail a lot. The odds are against you because you have that mentality that every trade you take, you want to hit a home run. So one bad trade, it's going to put a big dent in your account. And then that's going to mess with your head, and you're going to feel like you got to make that back. And you're going to freak out, and that's just a downhill battle. It's easy if you have the patience, not FOMO into volatility, and not wait for the other side to exhaust out. Yeah, that's a big thing. Like I've said to a lot of you guys, you got to get the jitters and the rookie excitement out of your system. See, and look at that. DOCS, nice snap right back up to its highs. Retesting its highs. Looking to push high for the day. This is going to be one of the top stocks of the day. And then we also got BKKT running up to 650 off of that 6. This was a beautiful play. So BKKT has proven itself. It's good. And then we got DOCS. We also have... And DraftKings trying to make a good comeback. ADGI. Yeah, ADGI. Look at that daily chart. This bad boy's been running for like a month straight. Going back to when we were talking about you got to get that excitement out of your system. How many of you guys, it's literally like a psychological trick. When you hear that bell go ding, 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 and the market opens, your adrenaline kicks in and you get excited. And then the panic also comes in too, because you're scavenging for that trading opportunity and you don't want to miss out on that stock that runs. You got to get that out of your system. That's why when the markets open up, you guys, I'm chill. I'll just kick back and let these things play out. I don't care if they run up without me. You got to be okay with that. There's plenty of opportunity out here. Plenty of opportunity. Exactly, Frank. That's what I preach to you guys. Good practices. I'm not bullshitting you guys. Your personal life all flows into your personal trading. If you're an impatient person in real life and you're speeding around, swerving in and out of traffic on the highway, not using your turn signal, it's just like I told you guys, I compare trading to when I'm driving on the highway. I'm cool, calm, collective. I'm in the slow lane doing the speed limit, using my turn signal to get over. Then you got impatient people that just come flying up on your ass and ride you. And then they just burst into the other lane, hurry up and pass you, fly down the road, and then you get off the exit and go to the stoplight, and then you pull up right next to them. That last video I uploaded too, that video got a lot of hate. Not a lot of people liked it. And I feel like it's because a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. That there is a lot of stupid money out here. There is. And a lot of people just throw their money into the market blindly because they just want to make money now. Yep, DOCS broke high of dates, continuing to push. Now if it can pull back and hold up at 61 level, looking good. Remember what I told you guys. Focus on quality. Focus on the stocks that are performing. DOCS, BKKT, these are the stocks that are performing. DCFC, this stock is still in limbo, but the opportunity is still there. It hasn't broken down yet, or it hasn't ripped yet. So it's still in limbo. It's still in consolidation mode. We don't know what's going to happen. So until this stock picks a direction, we sit on our hands and wait. PTON may get a good snap on it too. This was the #1 stock yesterday, running from $29.50 all the way up to a high of $40. That's an $11 run. We put a price target on PTON at what was it, 34? Because that 50-day moving average was right there. This stock just consolidated just below that 50-day, and then boom, said fuck you to that 50-day. Yeah, PTON, keep this on watch too. This one's building up nicely. And then DraftKings ultimately made a comeback, pushed up to new highs. Just goes, I had the right idea. My level was off. My level was at 2250. The stock decided to bounce here at the previous day's close. I can't be right on everything. But now that DraftKings has done that, and it's proven to me that it's strong, we got a nice sharp stab. Prices got rejected lower, and then the stock just effortlessly ripped up to new highs. To me, now correct me if I'm wrong, guys, is this stock blowing air horns in my face and screaming, pay attention to me? I think so. Kind of like the same thing it's It did yesterday too. Notice yesterday that deep sell-off and then it came back. Did the same thing here. The stock's personality. Yeah, SBEV. Give this one time. Oh man, I just deleted my... No, I didn't. This SBEV, give it time. Maybe this will be a play in the future, but what's going on with it, it's got a nice squeeze going on here with the moving averages. You got the 50-day coming up to the 200-day there, the blue line and the red line. That's a golden cross, as they call it. So give this time, let it do its thing. Maybe in the future, as this moving average keeps creeping up, we get a nice squeeze on it. And a press release would really help too in the future. So yeah, it's good to spot this right now and see the potential on it. And remember too, it doesn't hurt to like go into Street Smart Edge and add a little note. Write yourself a little note, like write the date. Spotted this February 9th. I see daily chart, moving average squeeze forming. A press release would be really nice to get this going. Stocks near all-time highs. Boom. And then 2 weeks in the future, you pull this stock up, you see it's gapping up, you see you wrote a note on it, like, oh wow, I already seen the potential on this. Look at that. It's all about being different than everybody else, you guys. Think outside of the box and be different. You want to have that mindset of being the 10% that think differently. I don't want to think like everybody else. And that's what you'll start seeing your success. BKKT, we getting a nice little tight pullback here. Some people would call this like a bull flag pullback for a continuation move. VAXART. Vaxart. What the heck's that? Sounds like an OTC stock. Yeah, there is no Vaxart. I don't know what you're trying to say there. ECFC still looking good for squeeze. This bad boy's gonna explode, you guys. Gonna explode up to 14 and into an halt. Getting super, super tight. Volume's retracing on it. Just keep close eyes on it. This isn't the type of stock you jump in and anticipate, because it could still go either way. It's a 50-50. Wait till the stock picks its direction. Be smart about it. I'm not out here to say, oh, let's take a stab at it, guys. Let's gamble a little. The 50-50, if it runs, nice. 1320s, 1350s, 14. Here we come. Bada boom, bada bang. Just like that, you guys. Happens just like that. Told you this fucking stock was gonna squeeze. And that, Frank, right there, that's when you wait for confirmation, like I told you. Let it break out, build, and I'm not jumping in and anticipating it because it could have easily went the other way, and then I'm chasing it down. Let the stock pick its direction. And then once it picks its direction, chances are it's going to continue going in that direction. So I don't mind running after it at 13 once it's picking its direction and then the tape's confirming it, the strength, and I see it's holding and continuing to push and rip up. Just like that, DCFC halted up at 14. When this stock reopens, you guys, it's probably going to reopen at like, I'm going to say close to $15. And then it's going to pull back and then it's going to continue to rip because everybody's got its eyes on it now. It's in straight up squeeze mode. So all of the shorts who got in on this after it failed and failed and failed and failed yesterday, they wake up this morning, it's gapping up. They have to cover. So what do you do now? You take a snapshot of this chart and you save it. This is the types of opportunities, you guys, you just patiently wait for. It could literally be an hour, 2 hours. You just have to keep jumping around like I've been. I kept jumping around from BKKT, DraftKings, just looking at these setups, patiently waiting. And I kept coming back to DCFC and I said, hey, this is getting tight for a squeeze. I spotted it right there. And then I said, it'll probably continue to linger out like this, so keep it on high watch for a squeeze. And then we go to the Discord. Right here at 9:58, I put it on squeeze watch. So that's 20 minutes ago. I put DCFC on squeeze watch. And it just so happens it played out. It doesn't happen all the time. But my job, you guys, is to spot opportunity. That's my job. Yeah, and we still got DOCS pushing too. I gotta wait for DCFC to reopen. Patiently let this thing reopen. Not lose your composure. Don't panic. Right out of that open, what I want to see, it could do a handful of things. What I don't want to see is it open and flush down. That's what you don't want to see. Trading halts can be tricky. You gotta either spot it to have strength when it reopens, or it's gonna be a dud. So if we gap up and open, it's gonna be important for, if this stock pulls back, to hold where it got halted at. So when this reopens, if it gaps up, it's got to hold 1420. And DCFC, it's on the NASDAQ. Pushing up, $15. Patiently sit on that ask. Sell out some. Now we run up into the next halt. 20 bucks, here we come. If it does pull back, it's gotta hold at the level it got halted at, 1420. Now we're at 1550. All the volume is just exploding in this now because it's going off on everybody's stock scanners. Now we're up at 16. See how fast price action's going? Let's get an explosion over 16. Come on. Testing 16. Boom. Failing. I'm out. That's beautiful. Fucker explodes up from 1250 up to 1650s. That's a $4 move in like 5 minutes. And a low float low float stock. Yeah, trading halts can be dangerous sometimes if you don't know what you're doing. If you're a member here, I teach you guys how to trade these halts. There's criteria that I look out for when these stocks reopen out of halts. It's all about paying attention to small details. See, we're struggling at 16 here. And you got to look back and realize we just ran up from 1250 up to 1650 nonstop. No red candles. So we're gonna pull back. We can pull back all the way back down to this halt level. If we fall down below that halt level, it's probably done for. But that's a beautiful squeeze on DCFC. And when it comes to halts, I will not trade halts if it's an American stock exchange, AMEX stock, or if it's a New York Stock Exchange stock. Trading those exchanges are super, super risky. Only NASDAQ stocks I'll trade halts. So now DCFC's up and running. It just, now look at all the volume that's exploding into this. It's getting its first pullback. Now all the noobs right now out there and all the rookies, they're piling in on this for that continuation move. This is where it traps new people, and they're buying at the top, and then the stock flushes down. Now, too, if this stock does continue to push off of this little pullback here, people who chased after this and got in, they just got rewarded for bad behavior. It's like giving a dog a treat for doing a trick, or giving a dog a treat for pissing in the house. If you reward bad behavior, you'll do it again. Now your brain is wired to chase after these risky setups. Always take a step back and realize, yo, this stock just ran from 1250 to 1650, nonstop up. That's a $4 per share move. So if we do pull back at least 50% from 1650, That's going to probably be down here at 1450 at around this halt level. So your risk, if you get in here, that's where your risk is. Are you willing to risk $2 a share to what? Sell into the first pop up, which is $1? Are you willing to risk $2 to make $1? You got to ask yourself that. That's why your risk versus reward ratios change as the day progresses, and you always want to constantly be monitoring what's my risk versus reward right now. Right now, it's too risky. So you got to let the stock do its thing, make its move, reset up. DCFC. We could definitely see $20 today, though. This is what gets me excited, stocks that run like this. Because what this does, we've been slow in small caps. And what this does is create FOMO. Everybody, I might be missing out, and they run after it. And it takes one supernova stock like this to bring volume back to small caps. It's a way of looking at the wave and saying, hey bud, let's party. Yep, look at that. DCFC, so you guys be watching this. This is how you're learning. Right off of 1550s, rips up here to the high at 1650. And it hits a high at 1670s. So there's people out there chasing this. They just got caught. Look at that. Stock faked out, trapped people, and they'll flush it down on them. And then that's how people, a lot of times when you look at their chart, they're always buying at the top. I teach you guys to spot these setups before they happen. You want to see the move before it happens. You want to be the guy that's smart money, that's seeing all of this. Like, hey, there's a squeeze going on here. You're the smart money eyeballing it here, and you're seeing all of this before it even happens. And then now, while everybody's chasing after this, you're kicking back. You sold your money into them. They picked up your shares. It's all about spotting opportunity before everybody else. You got to train yourself. It just sucks because a lot of people fail in this game. A lot of people fail. Yeah, you could say that. It's all about timing. Timing, Frank. That's the hardest part, is timing. I mean, you can see the setup, and you've had, a lot of you guys have had this before. You can see the setup plain as day. You see the potential it can do. But your timing's off, or either your levels are off. Just like what I went through this morning with DraftKings. I put together a plan and I said, hey, I wanted to see 2250 hold up and build off of that. Well, this stock had other plans and it blew right through my level. You could see it blew right through it. It came back and quickly held it as resistance. So I did have a level that was of interest, but it wasn't in this scenario. Stock came down and it wanted to bounce here off of that previous day's close. That was the level. And from that, it rebounded back up to new highs. So it just goes, I had the right idea. My timing was off. My level was off. I wasn't aligned with the stock. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to be able to pinpoint every single setup. But then when you have something like BKKT pop up, what did we do? We put together a plan. After it popped up here, what did we say? We said, let it pull back, hold at that $6 and build off of 6 up to $6.50, $7. Nice pullback, held 6, pushed all the way up to 660s. You're going to need any continuation move on BKKT. You're going to want to see 620. That's your level to hold up. Yeah, locked in for the day. Might trade in the range rest of the day because of the gap up. We will see. Plus, our charts are fucked up from these long wicks. Now, you know what, Irish? I think we get a run up to 460s today. I think so. It's resting and consolidating before its next push up. We're going to run up. And plus, we're filling this gap in the chart on the 10-minute. Then we created a... No, that's all filled. See what happens. It's hard to say what Mother is going to do. Son of a... I just deleted that chart. Felt like you was seeing the market really well today. That's good, man. That's really good. That's what it's all about, man. Remember that feeling. All right? Also, side note, KSCP, that stock's starting to heat up a little bit. I'd keep that bad boy on watch. I got a, what is this, a 3-minute? Man, I got this all screwed up. Now everybody has their attention on, right now, DCFC. As it's running up and running up to new highs at $17. Now we also have KSCP starting to heat up a little bit. If KSCP runs up and breaks $8, watch for a wicked bounce on this stock. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep this 3-minute. I'm gonna try something new. I'm not going to post the pre-market and post-market on it. I want to leave it as is. Like that. Oh, and then I got to add. I caught that move on DCFC and at 1280, sold half at 1550 and the rest at 16. Awesome job, Rome. That's what's up, my dude. Straight up murked it, my dude. That's awesome. No greater feeling. No greater feeling than nailing a trade like that. That's a wicked trade, dude. And what? How long did it take for you to make that? About 5-6 minutes? That's a nice payday for the week. That's what it's all about, you guys. Patiently waiting for your opportunity. And I'm a big believer in you don't have to trade every fucking day. You don't. One big trade like that could make your whole week. It could make your whole month. Be very selective and picky what you trade, guys. Focus on quality, not quantity. If you're looking to trade every single day, you're going to get sloppy over trading and bad habits start to form. You can be consistently profitable by trading every day. Don't get me wrong. But you got to notice when markets are super hot and when they're not super hot. Recently, they have not been super hot. So trading every day, you're going to slowly bleed out your account. And it takes a lot to be on top of your game mentally every single day to consistently be profitable like that. And if you're looking to trade every day, it takes a lot. I gotta add something on here. Just give me a second. Let me do this real quick. I need 2 exponential moving averages. I'll use my 13. And then I'll use my 55. Yeah, BKKT, this one's looking pretty good, you guys. Got a nice little cup and handle action going on here. Stock clearly bottomed out at 7. It's perking up to that $8 up there. You're getting a nice pullback, rounding out, back up to its high. It's pulling back, gearing up. So if we continue to hold at this 750s level and we push up to that 8 and break 8, we can run $9, $10. And as much as KSCP has pulled back, you got to look at the short perspective. Short sellers have had no reason at all to cover their positions, right? So from $27, it's been a smooth ride for short sellers all the way to here. So now they have to cover to lock in their profits, right? Short sellers start covering. Then you got long investors, traders like me and you. It's a double whammy. And that's where you see some really wicked short squeezes that can rip up really, really fast. And it all comes from, you just have to know what you're looking out for. And when new people come in, they're not thinking in terms like that. They don't know how a short seller thinks. They don't know how short squeezes work. You get that double whammy action as I teach you guys. All it is a short cover squeeze, and they happen really fast. So the potential is there on it. That's just it. Also, the more you trade, the more you need to be right. Remember that to those who trade multiple times during the day. Man, I've seen people, I go on Twitter sometimes and I'm just amazed on how much people trade out there. Like, there's literally, people are trading 10 times in a day, 20 times in a day. And I look at that like, damn, you are insane, dude. You're literally jumping at every single thing that pops. To me, that's stressful. Trading 20 times in a day, that's just not my style. But then it all boils down to, you guys, as I preach, man, we're all different out here. We're all different. Some people, they may get off on that. They have that ADD personality where they can't sit still and they got to keep going and going. Some people are chill and mellow as can be. We're all different. That's why so many people fail at this, because you got to learn who you are as a person. And then you got to develop your own way of trading, looking at charts, and how you want to trade. That's what it all comes down to. Like right now on KSCP, for over the last week, you guys know, if you're in the Discord, I've been keeping close eyes on this stock, and I've been putting it on alert every single day. Still hasn't made its move. Some people can look at that when I put it on alert, they think it's a buy. So they've been, as this has just been slowly falling down, they've just been accumulating, and that's just the wrong way to go, because it could never bounce. Or if I put it on alert, they jump in on it, and then it sells into, it gets that first little pop up to 8, and they sell it. And they're proud of themselves because they locked in profit. And then they watch it run all the way up to $15. And then they kick themselves in the butt. Man, why did I sell when it was at 8? I could have made another $7 a share. Yeah, BKKT, this one was a good one. These have been the hot stocks today. BKKT, DOCS has been another hot one. DCFC, it took a minute, but it ended up being the right call. We've been focusing on the stocks that have been performing. Quality. Yeah, I think DWAC, it's going to get another flush down. As I've taught you guys, it's doing the truffle shuffle. Right there. We'll see what happens. I see somebody commented Tops. Man, that's an old school name. TOPS. Man, we're going back 2018, 2017, when Tops, Drives, DCIX, a lot of those shipping container stocks exploded and took off. Tops, this has been around forever. Let me see if I can go and find those. Yeah, back in the day, shipping container stocks were super, super hot. It was like Dries and something else that just went. You guys thought GameStop was an insane run up to $500? Dries ran up to like, I think it was like almost $1,000 a share from literally like $10. This stuff's happened over and over and over. It's just like AMC, GameStop. Now you have a new wave of people and that are interested in those stocks. I've seen this stuff happen before with shipping container stocks. Stocks like these, they were shipping container stocks that would load these up on boats and carry them over the sea. Let me see if I can maybe if I type in the ticker symbol, I can't do it now because Tops has done so many reverse splits. The chart is completely out of whack. Yeah, I gotta hide this. Something inappropriate might pop up. See, these were a lot of the hot ones back in the day. Dries, DCIX, SINO, Eagle. And you guys know Alex from My Investment Club. If you see a lot of his YouTube advertisement videos where he's talking, you'll notice in the background he's got a Dries ships flag from the cruise liner in the background. I'm telling you guys, those stocks were stupid hot back in the day. Stupid. You guys thought GameStop ran up a lot. These stocks went insane, even higher. Back in like 2017, 2018 is when this happened. Most of you guys weren't even around in the stock market. Only a select few that are still around today know what I'm talking about. Irish, were you around when the shipping container stocks were popping off? I can't remember if you were. Oh, we still got KSCP heating up. Slowly but surely. KSCP. You weren't around at that time? Now I'm gonna put KSCP on short cover watch. Our trigger is gonna be $8. Yeah, I seen that PRD posted something yesterday about a fire with the TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab papers and all of that covering up something. See, look at you guys. This is Dries right here. This was a hot shipping container stock. Running from $7.50 all the way up to a high of $100. And this was just one of the shipping container stocks that up and ran. Oh, this one's from 2013. Shipping container stocks, you guys. These stocks were stupid hot back in the day. And you learn from this for the future. That's why when GameStop and AMC popped up, I said, you guys, it's a bubble. Nothing's gonna happen. When Bitcoin popped off in 2018, learned from that. Now you guys learned from AMC and GameStop. Now when something like that pops up again, you'll know. And you'll see all these noobs come in, and there'll be a cult following of them. And they'll complain, they'll come up with excuses and theories, and you'll be like, man, this is all playing out again. Just like GameStop, AMC, Bitcoin back in 2018, the financial crisis, the dot-com boom. Wow, human nature does not change. I'm telling you guys, it doesn't. We repeat patterns and mistakes over and over and over. Think about when you're younger, back when you were a teenager. When your mom and dad or an older person would try to give you words of advice, what was your attitude? You said, fuck off. I'm going to do what I want to do, right? We didn't want to listen to what these older people had to say. We thought we knew it all. Human nature revolves. And it happens over and over and over and over again, non-stop. That's why it's hard for me to get on Twitter and scroll through Twitter, because I know most of the people out there are either full of shit, they think they know what they're talking about. It's stock speculation. Everybody's entitled an opinion. Billy V, yeah, we were just talking about that. A lot of people have been learning about options recently. Been seeing a lot of courses pop up on options. Only for the fact is because we're in earnings season right now. A lot of large cap stocks have been moving. Facebook, Tesla, Google, AMD, and small caps have been slow. So people start to wander off. They want to make money. So they're going to branch out to new unknown territories to try and make money. But what they're ultimately going to do is lose money because they're inexperienced in that field. And that's where it just pays. If small caps dry up and slow down, I'm okay with that. I'll patiently wait it out, because I know in a month or so it'll heat back up again. All you have to do is master one niche, and you'll be fine. You can consistently make money using that one small little niche. That's what Tim Gertani does. That's what Steven Dux does. That's what Roland Wolf does. All of those great traders. They have one niche that they focus on. And you'll hear them pop up periodically throughout the year. And they only maybe trade a few times throughout the whole year. See, here's another chart of dries when it ran from 10 up to 120. This was insane stuff here. My mind was blown when I seen these stocks all run. Yeah, we got a nice little squeeze going on here on the 10 minute. You guys see it? with the moving averages here getting real tight. It's poking up through. It's breaking the downtrend. Our trigger level is going to be that $8. If we break over 8, we're going to run up 9, 10. We can run all the way up to about $13, $14. A lot of potential. You see how that worked as well, you guys? I had my attention on DCFC all before it made this big move here. Now, after it made that move, I don't care what the stock does. I'm done with it. Because I know it's overcrowded. It's got too many eyes on it. So now I'm switching my attention over here on KSCP as this is slowly starting to set up and build up. Not much volume is in on it. I see the potential. This is what it's all about. This is where the smart money's making their money. We don't want to see KSCP fall down below 750. That's our level. Whoever called out APVO, that one's starting to pop off. We pulled this up what? Like an hour and a half ago? And we said that 50-day moving average on the daily chart is at 720. We plotted it out right here. So we said, let's wait and see if this stock can break up over that and hold. And then get that move up to $8. $8.50. So far, so good. That's where it pays to have a couple monitors to your advantage and have all of these charts like this running in the background, you guys. If you see something that has potential, throw it up. Zoom out on it. See how it plays out. Kick back. Let these all play out. You're also getting a good viewpoint of what's going on overall in the market. Clearly, I can see a lot of these stocks have had good moves today, and they're continuing to push up. There's something, what? Sinister going on? With what? With how far they let KSCP fade down? Like that? Oh, yeah. That Fire, TD Ameritrade, and Charles Schwab. Yeah. Somebody could potentially be covering their ass. But what that's also gonna do too, man, it's all of the bag holders and the believers of AMC GameStop, they just got awarded something to make them even more convinced that they should hold on to their longs and their bags. And believe in the what's going on. It's a lot of sore losers, I would say. It's like that. Remember when we went through that phase recently with kids growing up and graduating high school where everybody got an award for even just participating? People were getting awarded just for participating, and there really was no first place trophy, and that's it. Everybody got a trophy. So a lot of people have a hard time admitting defeat and losing, and when they don't get what they want, they complain about it. All of that stuff factors in. That's why in trading, I tell you guys, a lot of your beliefs and first time experiences stem back from your childhood. And you gotta put all that together and learn from your first experiences and adapt, grow. It's a lot of deep level stuff. That's why a lot of people need psychiatrists and therapists. They get on antidepressants and all that stuff. Deep stuff, man. Deep stuff. PTON. This bad boy's still gearing up. Wouldn't surprise me. We got a nice explosion here on PTON up to 40. To be safe, I'll say 39. That's what we'll explode up to. 39. This one is a nice little setup. Then we also have AMC still chugging along. Nice morning push. Then we go into a consolidation. We break up free out of that. Keep going. Nice rebound day. Let me write these down. Top stocks today, no order. PTON, AMC. We also had DOCS. DCFC. See, for the simple fact, DCFC, it's overcrowded now. It's not really doing too much now, is it? Even when it ran up here from $16, it ran up to almost 18. In 1 minute, it just ran up $2. And after that, it's just a slow decay back down. It's just simply, guys, it's overcrowded now. It's all the volume in on it now compared to this morning. It's too late. So what I've did and come to understand, starts going back and studying all of this, which led up to this. I started studying all of this for the outcome of this, to prepare myself for when stuff like this happens again. Training my eyes to spot good setups before they explode. Putting in that work. Give this stock time. let the lunch hours come and go, power hour comes around, maybe we get another opportunity on DCFC. It's still eyeballing that $20. We've ran up to 18 so far. We're $2 away from that $20 target that we called out when the stock was here at $13. I told you guys, you can see the potential in these stocks because I've simply seen this so many times before. Even you guys here in the Discord, how many times have we seen stocks over $10 get that epic run up to 20? Countless times. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now KSCP, it's starting to pull back here. That's good though. We want good healthy pullbacks. That's why I put my line here at 750. If that's a pretty big pullback, but you want to give your stock room to move around. It's still currently setting up right now. It's not 100% gonna work. We want to keep eyes on it, keep tabs on it. We see the potential. So now we want the stock, like we going back way earlier when I told you guys, I put out a level. And if I start to see the stock is playing out as I'm planning it, I'm aligned with the stock. It builds my confidence. LCID, we'll put this one right next to AMC. Oh, and BKKT. We still got APVO, but I think it's gonna stall out. Volume is just not there. Look at the sign is right there. When this stock broke up to a new high, right there, it did it on super light volume. So I don't think that this is gonna continue. I mean, it could, but chances are pretty slim. It's got to hold over that $7 area. It may just fall apart. Volume is just too distributed everywhere, you guys. There's a lot of stocks in play. Right now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 different stocks that are up and in play. So you got to consider volume's going to be distributed all over in the market. So when you have these setups like this, it makes it harder because people have their attention in other places. And that right there, you guys, is thinking outside of the box. You're thinking differently than everybody else. It's not about right now searching for the next up and coming big stock. It's right now it's about paying attention to the stocks that have been performing. Top stocks of the day right there. I just posted it in the Discord. What stock? GS? What is that? Goldman Sachs? I was a day early on Goldman Sachs. Today was its day, not yesterday. And just a question, do you have the previous day's close plotted on your chart? It did ultimately come back, Goldman Sachs. But I can't tell you how many times just having that previous day's close plotted on my chart, and when I just look at it, it just makes so much sense. But let's look at yesterday's action on it. You see here, Goldman Sachs, it set up a huge wedge right here. You see that? And then it, like, this is the area right here where it broke down and out of that wedge. And then you could see it was holding it as resistance all the rest of the day, right? Well, then at the very end of the day, it had a miracle and it made an ultimate comeback. And it reclaimed the area right there where it fell through that wedge. And it got a nice, good, strong close on it. So then off of that 370 area where it closed, and this is why, Irish, I really like the 1 minute chart a lot, and I do a lot of examples off the 1 minute, because it really does break down the story to the T of, and I can see everything put together with the 1 minute. We fast forward to today. I can zoom out on this. I'll leave it like that so we could see the previous day as well. When we had a nice, good, strong close right there, and again, remember that wedge from right here, where it fell down through that wedge, and then it was all holding as resistance, and then it reclaimed it right there. Got a good strong close. We got the previous day's clothesline plotted on our chart at 370. We're gapping up here to 371.50. So it's kind of hard with this. And what I would do in the situation is my level would be right there. I'd be putting my stop loss down below here for any type of idea on this play, but the range on it is $1.50 on this, from 371.50 down to 370. And even as it builds and builds that trend line, as it starts to build and do that trend line, then that's when from there you can get in on it and then maybe put your stop just out of that trend line, because you see it's trending up. And a lot of times when we see stocks slowly trending, a lot of times they get that euphoric explosion and then they're done. Here's that euphoric explosion after trending all morning. Now, chances are that's it. That's the grand finale on it, unless that trend continues to hold as I extend it out there. I mean, there's multiple ways you can look at this and put together ideas and plans, but for me, mostly, I'm a big believer in just focusing on levels. I want to see stocks hold levels of interest and build up from them levels. And that over time has helped me with stocks where I have seen ideas and I was super tight with my stop. I had the right idea, but my timing was off and it would stop me out. and the stock 6 hours later would do exactly as I thought. And I would notice every time, it's like, man, if I just gave it a little bit more room and just focused on just basic areas like psychological levels, I would have been all right. But nope, I wanted to psych myself out with playing it to the T, being precise and my exact penny as support. And it's really like a self-evolving thing that you come to realize and grow from. And that's when you start detaching yourself from all of the noob traders, the rookie traders. Because when new traders come in, they're focused on the exact penny. Like support is exactly at $3.71, $371.50 is exact support for them. That's when you gotta start being more loose, stress-free, you know? Four hour, 1 hour, 10-minute. Why I was watching it yesterday before it fell down, then forgot about it. Yeah, nothing is exact in this game. It happens. I forget about stocks all the time too. I'll have an idea on a stock and I'll forget to add it to my watch list. And then it'll pop up later on. I'll be like, damn it, I forgot about this one. You said you used the 4 hour, 10-minute? Or 1 hour? You used the 1 hour, 10-minute? Or it's a 1 hour and a 10-minute? Ah, okay. I gotcha. I gotcha. Sure enough, look at DWAC. It's crumbling and falling apart. I tried warning you. As I told you guys, it was doing the shuffle truffle. Glad I taught you guys. Whenever you see a stock shimmying like that, it never ends well. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Irish. I get it totally. I'm always correcting myself too. PTON. Still pulling back tightly, getting super tight. Keep this one on watch, but we are getting later in the day. It's going on 11:30. Lunch hours are about to be setting in. Yeah, Robinhood's getting a good rebound today, huh? And then, yeah, Louis, I'm not worried about DWAC. You see what's happening with it too. It just needs a rest. DWAC. I mean, it went on a wicked run for like 2.5 weeks straight, from $50 all the way up to $96, running up $46. Yeah, I think it deserves a well rest. Much deserved rest. See, even here with like Robinhood, you guys, by just paying attention, like $13, and just above 13, it came up to 13.20s. See how it bottoms out here? And with your naked eye, you can make out a pattern. There's a wedge going on there, or a triangle going on here, right? A lot of traders are taught to look out for these basic chart patterns. So through this whole day here, it wedged out. It rested in terms. Whenever I see a pattern throughout the whole day, the stock just rested. It took a break. Now we go into today. It's getting a nice little gap up. This is a beautiful chart. Beautiful chart. Comes right back down. Nice double bottom action going on here. And if you just look at the area, 1320 is your area as it bottomed out here all yesterday. That's your supply zone. It's holding up at that area, monitoring the stock. You're keeping an eye on it. And by drawing out this wedge, I've taught you guys, anytime you have a breakout from that pattern, watch for the stock to come back and hold at the area it broke out from. This isn't anything new. We broke out from that pattern this morning by gapping up. Yesterday we got this morning when the market opened, we pulled back to this area it broke out from the wedge, and it was holding. And from holding there, it rips up, pulls back down here to 1350s, and then wants to hold there. And from 1350s, you get a nice rip up $1 just about. And it's all in the way you look at the charts. By drawing out a line, you could see right there, it ran all the way up to where it wedged out here last time. We all look at charts differently, you guys, and we're going to pick up on things. It's all small little details that people overlook. There are people out there that are not doing technical analysis and breaking it down like this the last 3 days of trading. That's why a lot of times when I look at stocks and trade them, I'd much rather have stocks where I can easily look left and I can start putting together levels and areas of interest, ideas that I can work off of, versus a stock that's gapping up day one. I have no idea what the hell the stock is capable of because I have nothing to go off of. What I just told you guys is a very, very underrated statement that not a lot of people talk about. So something like this stock here, well, it did have a good rip yesterday. But when you zoom out on this and you look left right here, I have nothing to work off of. Absolutely nothing. That makes my job harder because I have no idea how far this can go. That's why you have to move up on your time frames. And this is why traders look at bigger time frames. So they can simply zoom out, look left. Now I can see when I look left, I got action all right here I can work off of. So I see levels that the stock ran to, like here at 63 bucks. I'll plot that out as it double topped right there. Then I see all the way up here, it ran up to a high of $68. I'll put another line there. And by looking back on this, I see there was a huge drop off right here. So I can even zoom in on that. And I could see like, damn, this stock from 68 just free fell all the way down here to 60 bucks. That's a big free fall. And as I tell you guys before, even by just doing a simple measurement from there down to the low right here, all this is a 50% bounce right there. So 63 is going to be resistance, and if we break over that, it's got room to run up to about $68. That's all the history I have, unless I go to an daily chart, weekly chart, monthly chart. So today we run up to 61. Now we've been finding a lot of resistance up here at 63. But if we get up out of this 63, that's when we can run up to that $68, which is another $5 higher. But currently right now on the day, this stock it's up already $14 a share. It's up almost 30% on the day. That's when you got to start factoring in, like, damn, this is up already 30% on the day. Who knows how much higher this stock can go? Because a 30% gain on a day, that's pretty good. And then this is where timing comes into play here. And this is where your options, the expiration, come into play. This is why a lot of options traders, they fail with the expiration date, because timing's the hardest part. You don't know how long it's going to take for a stock to make its move. It could make its move in an hour, 3 hours. It may take a whole week for it to make its move. Yeah, DWAC, let this bad boy pull back. We're still looking good on it. Shit, you know, $100, it's only 20 bucks away. We got President's Day coming up. Peace out, Jake Calvin. Have a good one. Did I hear you guys say that they pushed back the opening of DWAC's platform? Heard somebody say it when you were getting your hair cut. Let's take a look. It's at redhat.com. Yeah, and look at this on uh Finviz. They already drew the trend line out for us. We broke up out of that trend. Now we're pulling back to that 80s level of the trend. So if we continue to hold that level, we could definitely keep ripping up. I don't see anything. I still see it's launching February 21st, President's Day. This article came out February 7th. So Monday. I think if they would have changed the release date, we would have heard about it. Right? So yesterday at 9:30, let's take a look. I just seen that link, Irish. Blow up the news. Yesterday was the 8th. Okay, right here. Down at the bottom. You guys see it? Right here. Digital World DWAC inched up 0.8% after losing 2.2% in pre-market trading following a report from CNBC that the media company owned by former US President Donald Trump may face delays in launching its Truth Social app. You can also see some other keywords or stocks that Chinese e-commerce company Alibaba gained a day after it filed a U.S. registration statement for the sale of 1 billion American depository shares. It's a lot of shares. Telling you guys, Street Smart Edge and their news feed, it's a super, super, super powerful tool. Super powerful. A lot of people overlook this news thing. I mean, even if we go into the settings, look at it, how many news feeds there are. Look at all this news. All of that are different news outlets for how they track their news. That's a lot. And you could see I'm not even subscribed to a couple of them. I don't know if it costs money to sign up for these. I've never tried checking them and saving it. Try it. But you can go to breaking news here, and every minute that passes, if there's any news that comes out in the world, you guys, it'll be announced right here. This is a generated news feed to keep you updated on what's going on around the world. And then if you wanted to look for keywords, look at that. Let's say you wanted to look for what's a hot topic right now. COVID. All the breaking news that mention COVID are right here. KFC partner Yum Beats fourth quarter comparable sales view as rising costs seen eating into operating profitability. You see, there's a lot of COVID right here. CVS tests positive for COVID related profit. I think if you put a comma, like you can filter it. Yeah, and then they have these different codes. I forgot about this. They got different codes in here that you can keep on specific watch. So if you wanted, maybe you're in here, you're not in here. So we know Hawk, he likes to look out for when the Fed speech happens, the economic calendar, all that stuff. He can go up in here and right there, like if he wanted to track interest rates or federal fund rate, he can add that code and it'll track it for him. I mean, the possibilities with this thing are endless. Yeah, that's another thing too. It'll highlight any keywords you want to look out for in the press release. Super underrated tool, man. You can't really see the highlighted words because of my colors. But if I changed my font to... we'll do it to that. Still can't really see it. You can faintly see it. But it's highlighting all the ands in this press release. Yeah, the news feed is definitely underrated. And it's free. I see people out there charging for news feeds, like scans, for example. Scans is charging $80 a month for their news feed. But if you knew about Street Smart Edge and you had that tool in your back pocket, you could have it for free. That's why it's important to know what's out there, you guys. Remember, everybody's out here to make a dollar. This is all a business. There's a lot of tools out there that are at your disposal for free. You just got to look for them. But this DCFC, it's pulling back quite well. It's pulling back super tight. VWAP's at $15. Volume stepping down on it. Like so. So watch for volume to continue to step down. We still got a little ways to go with the volume step downs. It'll keep inching down lower and lower. So if ever you think too, a stock's about to bounce and a reverse is going to happen, try to see if you can identify a pattern in the volume. If you notice it's stepping down, but it's only like right halfway, you still got a ways to go for that volume to continue to step down. So try to wait for it to wedge out, get really, really small, and then that's when you could see a nice, like this, like a little volume explosion. People overlook the simplest things, you guys. That's why I don't use that many indicators on my charts. Everything I need is right in front of me. Volume, price action, my candlesticks, that's all I really need. And the tape. That's it. But I've also been noticing a lot of people have been opening up and using Street Smart Edge. I mean, when I first started using Street Smart Edge, nobody was talking about it and using Street Smart Edge. I would go on YouTube and the tutorial videos for it were like 10 years old. Nobody was putting out videos on Street Smart Edge. And I'm like, damn, that's my opportunity. So I started making Street Smart Edge tutorial videos, and that's how my channel started to get traction and grow. But now you go on YouTube, type in Street Smart Edge, there are so many people using it, and literally every day a new guy out there will stream, and he'll stream for like 4 or 5 hours straight in the stock market, and he'll put like Street Smart Edge live trading. And it's like, dude, you are just flooding the market with your live streams. Nobody's gonna sit and watch a 5-hour stream. How many of you guys have heard people tell you, and I've even said it before, to record your screen and the tape and the stocks and all of that, and then go back and study it. I did that at one point. I would record it and save it. But to be honest, I never went back to it and sat and watched it and studied it. I don't think a lot of people do. It takes a lot to sit there and just watch a replay of something that already happened. Because in a way, you kind of already know the outcome. Post something for you guys on the YouTube. Yeah, DCFC, this one's $20. It's pulling back super tightly and holding a lot of its gains. There's a lot of short sellers that could potentially be piling in on this. So watch for another squeeze to happen for sure. It's doing the same exact thing it did right here. Doing the same thing. So give it time. We're in dead lunch hours right now. We start breaking up over this. A clean break over 17. That's when it could start ripping to 20. So from here, 16, 15.50, that's $4, $4.50 of upward potential. VWAP is here at $15. The first halt level's at 14.20. I say we come down to VWAP at 15 out here. Then pulling back for an hour straight. NVAX. Well, yeah, that's another example right there. See, man, this is what I'm talking about right here, Irish, what I was referring to. That previous day's close, that blue dotted line. How many times have you had it plotted on your chart and zoomed out and you're like, damn, man, that just makes sense right there. Like that previous day's close, and it was also all resistance here. And then it opened up this morning and it pulled back and held it. And then continued to push up off of it. I see stuff like that a lot. Like, that's just a natural pattern I always pick up on. Yeah, that previous day's close. I wish Street Smart Edge also had the opening price as well. Because if I could plot on my chart today's opening price level as well, I would do that too. But I can't. I've been documenting entries and exits using the fib retracements and saving the charts with the snipping tool. It's good to review and studying my process. Yep, definitely. That Fibonacci tool, it's really going to help you in understanding how stocks like to move up and down in stages. So just keep it in mind that with the Fibonacci tool, have fun with it. Most importantly, have fun with it. Don't be afraid to experiment with it. And what you're doing, you're just measuring moves. So from up here, you're measuring all the way down to this low on this day. You see how the stock pushed up through that level up to this line here? Right there. And it even came back down. It pushed up to it again. Then going into today, that line was right at where previous day's close. And you got that line. So you got two factors right there at support. And then the stock pushes all the way up to the next level here. Now it's been pushing up to this level at 50% right there. So you're visualizing the stock pushing up to these levels, playing around at these levels. You can really get a sense and a gauge off of strength, weakness with these levels. And you can measure from multiple different parts of the chart. Multiple different parts. So if you were looking to potentially set up an idea for this, you'd measure from the low up to the high up here of today. And then now you just would simply wait a nice healthy 50% retracement on this measured move here would be at 86.30s right there. So 86.50s would be your level that you would want to see the stock pull back to and then build up off of that for a continuation move. And it's all about experimenting and training your eyes to look out for these different levels. And remember, stocks like to move in waves up and down. They like to move up, consolidate and rest, move down, consolidate, rest, move down, consolidate, rest, move up, consolidate, rest. Just, they move in waves. That's where I came up with this this GIF here from this. It's a way of looking at that wave and saying, hey, bud, let's party. Stocks are going to move in waves up and down. And this is where you start opening your mind and you start experimenting and you start discovering and stumbling upon, like, man, a lot of real life scenarios revolve into how I look at these charts, how I evolve as a trader, situations I come across as a trader. Same thing happens in real everyday life. It's really fascinating. when you think about it. Give me 1 second, I gotta do something. That BKKT is really starting to pull back, hang around at that $7. I think that BKKT though, hard to say what's going to happen. It could continue to hover around up here and then later on blow up to $7.50, $8. Just gonna have to keep monitoring on it, but just keep in mind it already ran from 6 to 7. Look what it did here. I know a lot of people are watching this stock too. This is where you guys, you got to realize now, if you were here this morning and you traded and made money and you're still around, you have to realize those profits and lock it in. Don't continue to linger around like this and keep trading, because you're just only going to develop bad habits and you're going to slowly give back your profits. That's not cool. Then once again, KSCP just slowly stalls out. The stock's been just such a buzzkill. It just goes to show you that not everything bounces. Look at Sava, for example. How many of you guys remember this one? This thing had a lot of death candles and it would just never bounce. Damn, CGC, that's a good move. Look for this to continue pushing up to 10. Right there. That's where it caught shorts. It came back and it held right at 850. From that 850, nice push. Yeah, I would save this, and I'd save it. Catching shorts with pants down. That's what I would call it. To me, there's no greater feeling than seeing a short just absolutely get destroyed. Like, you guys, I have always been a bull. Like, I've never, ever, ever been tempted to short stocks. I see a lot of people, they really do get attracted to it. And to me, I just always looked at it as an overcrowded space. Small cap stocks, it's hard to find shares to short. I know it's super competitive. So my thinking and logic is there's going to be a lot of good short squeezes out there. There's a lot of noobs that don't know what they're doing and they want to emulate traders like Steven Ducks, Tim Gertani. And look what happens. You get stuff like DCFC squeezing up like that. All from simply shorts piling in, overcrowding it, nice short squeeze. And it's still looking to have a good squeeze on it. I was to say, if you guys were to get involved with shorting, I would most definitely, if you were to short, do it with medium cap to large cap stocks. Stocks over, I would say, $25 and higher. Not small cap stocks under 20. Too many short squeezes happen, and you could really blow up your account, and it's too competitive. But that's my belief, you guys. Take it or leave it as is. I like to have different outlooks than other people. ENPH. Oh, wow. That's a huge move. Yeah, imagine being short this and waking up one morning to it gapping up $40 a share. Ouch. That's why I really like just being on the hunt for the next epic big short squeeze. And then that's when that GameStop squeeze happened. And then we called it out too. We said, watch, a lot of people are going to start looking at a stock short percentage and how much short float percentage. And it's going to bring in a new wave of people who think just because a stock has a high short percentage, it has to squeeze. And still to this day, you hear people talking about how high AMC short float or short percentage goes up. and how it's just not squeezing. It's like, man, you guys, there's a lot to it that you just don't understand. Just because a stock has a high short float doesn't mean it has to squeeze. Just means a lot of people are short it. So if the company ever in the future puts out A plus news, like they do a deal with Microsoft or something and the stock gaps up super huge, all those shorts have to cover. That's when you could have a short squeeze. Not just anticipating it has to squeeze because it has a high float short, you know? So you need that catalyst, that shock to bring that volume and attention to the stock. Yeah, it most definitely, well, DCFC, it's a 50-50. Who knows what it's going to do? Getting it up at these levels, no, I wouldn't recommend it, but it definitely could slam down. Yeah. They're lingering it. You can easily draw out like your wedge here. And they're just lingering it at the level where it fell through that wedge. So from here, it could have a death candle down to 1450s. And then what they could also do is poke it up a little bit, pop it to 1750, make it look like it's going to run, and then yank the rug, and then have the stock free fall and trap people. So it's, as I tell you guys, the longer these stocks like this are up in play like this, the more riskier they get. Because more people, as the saying goes, more heads, more people, more problems. You always want to try to be early and first to the party, take advantage of it, and then get the hell out. Right? I found myself a lot of times when stocks like this would go supernova in the morning, when I was new and it would set up like this lunch hours, I would always anticipate it to continue pushing up higher. And my dumbass would get in on it and I'd sit it out and wait and wait and wait. Like, man, this thing's gonna fucking explode. More times than none, it would always have a death candle and I'd take a huge ass loss on it. And it took me a long time to learn, man, stop getting in and anticipating. That's straight up just gambling. We don't know which way it wants to go. Plus, more times than none, we see them fail most of the time. But if it does decide to up and go, chances are it's just going to continue to keep pushing. DON slowly fading. Still pulling back super tight. Keep eyes on it for that reversal. AMC's getting a nice retracement. When you zoom out and look at it, the stock went on a wicked run. From here all the way up to here. 1450 to 1850. That's a $4 per share run. So what you could do, you get your Fibonacci retracement measure there up to the highs as it starts to pull back to these fib levels. Then you can measure from that previous day's close or even from this pullback up to the highs. I would just look out for any clusters, Fibonacci clusters. The more clusters you have at one specific level, the better. I think the Fibonacci queen, she looks out for at least 3 or more clusters at one specific level for that to be an area of interest. So you would have to measure from 3 or more different areas. And this works best on a bigger time frame, like your 10-minute, half hour, hourly. Look at that. Just every day, AMC just has just solid volume. Solid. That's how you know a lot of people are watching this stock. And this is the types of stocks you would really want to be focusing on with swing trading. Stocks you can easily get in and out of. Stocks that are volatile. That's why I've been paying attention recently to like Uber, Snapchat. These stocks every day have really good volume. And they move. They got range. Today, Snapchat's got a $1.50 range. Yesterday, from 35 up to 38, that's a $3 range. These stocks, medium cap stocks, they have really good range. I see a lot of opportunity in these medium cap stocks for swing trading. That's why recently we just started creating a list of swing trading stocks we want to start tracking for any good potential opportunity. You look at CHWY, the stock from 48 to 52. That's a $4 per share range today. Non-stop all this morning up $4 the first hour and a half of the day. These are good moves. DCFC sure is trying, isn't it? Looks like Tim Sykes traded PQEFF. It's an OTC stock. What's going on with this? A pump and dump? And also, look, it's an energy stock. We've been seeing a lot of energy stocks pop off recently. That's been another theme that I honestly failed to point that out to you guys. We have been seeing a lot of energy stocks pop off the last month, along with newer name IPOs and large cap earners. Be careful with DCFC, guys. It's me, it's not worth it. You guys on YouTube, I want to thank you guys for tuning in with me this morning. I'm going to get off here and I'm going to take a break. I've been going for 3 hours straight. Hopefully you guys picked up some valuable lessons today, learned a few things. And I also shared a link to the Discord in the live chat there.